Welcome back. The third rotation, halfway through this women's competition. And really the Chinese falling a little bit behind and the Russians well ahead. So the big battle is between the USA and Romania for silver and bronze. Michelle Campi from the USA.
First error on the first tumble, stepping out of the floor area. But the Americans have improved so much. I think there was a time when we used to accuse the American crowd of being partisan and biased towards their own, but I think that the boot is somewhat on the other foot. And I think the Americans deserve absolutely every thousandth of a point that they're earning. And on occasions, a little more.
Yes, you feel they've got to put in a big performance away from home, because a lot of people believe that the American crowd, being as loud and enthusiastic as it is, really gets to the judges more than people in any other country. But they are producing some beautiful work. They've got strength in depth.
Well, Caroli is very outspoken, and I think that at times he perhaps doesn't handle contain his temper quite as he should. But one can't help but see his point. This work is tremendous, and Boginskaya just scored in the very high nines for a routine that only just had the maximum difficulty.
Vanda Hadarian, 9.762 for her first vault.
Full twisting Yurchenko. A pity that she didn't quite hit the horse at the right angle, because it had the potentiality of a brilliant score, but it got 9.85.
Lili.
Oh, lovely combination. Back sole circle, check giant. That's in a dislocation position into a Katchev. Lovely work. Lili, now 16 years old. Incidentally, A-bar's her favourite piece of apparatus, and it shows.
Well, the Chinese have given us some really original work over the years on the asymmetric bars. The great innovators in women's gymnastics there. And 9.95 for Lili, showing it again. Beautiful work. Boginskaya to beam.
She truly is a beautiful, elegant gymnast, and makes the most of absolutely every skill, but also very, very clever at hiding her inadequacies. creeping around in that full spin, almost hiding it in the routine and not highlighting it. But to date, not a hint of a wobble, not even on the landing. So positive. Only a double back, no twist, but hits the floor, snatches the heels together. No mistakes, 9.95. A routine worthy of a world champion.
And also on tape, Kim Zmeskal's floor exercise.
Oh, lovely.
Oh. 3 whip somersaults in there, building up the speed. It was tremendous.
Still looking fresh coming into the third tumble, and she's never stopped for a minute and a half. Double back, pike in, tuck out. Nailing every landing. Nice little shape to finish. And this really is true world-class gymnastics from the Americans.
Exploding into that in her score. Getting the reward she deserved, 9.95. Karolyi, a very happy man indeed. And the USA, look at that, absolutely level with Romania at the end. Equal second at the end of the third rotation, everything to go for. We'll be back with the 4th round in just a few moments. So we're building up to an incredible climax in this women's team competition. It's interesting, the Soviets way out there in the lead at the moment, but we could be seeing the beginning of the new order in gymnastics, because if things continue as they are going in the Soviet Union, there's not going to be the same money poured into gymnastics as there has been in the past. You could even have these gymnasts competing for different countries. So a great battle going on between the USA and Romania for the silver medal. And they're absolutely level. The Americans being outscored by the Romanians, 49.349 to 49.562 on that last one. And that's Michelle Campi with her first vault.
Just glancing down to her coach for a word of advice on that. Yurchenko with a pucked full twist.
The Romanians finishing on A-bars, Nikolița. It's great, Monica, to see real competition in this team event right into the final rotation for the medals.
Yes, it really is. The Romanians fighting for a place in the medals. And the last visit to America in '79, the Romanians were fighting for gold against the Russians, and that's when they became world champions. Nikolița finishing there with a high full twisting double back.
Campi's second vault.
Excellent. Unusual to see the puck shape, which is a tuck with not quite the knees tight into the chest. It's a combination between the tuck and the pike, and it's possible to twist in that shape. but selecting that to perform it well rather than come in with straight legs and injure her ankles.
Michelle Campi, it's better. 9.75 goes up to 9.787, so that's the one that counts. Shannon Miller. 9.9 for her compulsory vault. And here she goes.
Tremendous aggression, just a little bit low with the chest on landing.
So from the USA to Romania, Cristina Bontaș takes up the challenge. There goes the catcher, off goes the coach. Round to the other side.
But this, John, nice to see, because once upon a time the Romanians would have died sooner than had a coach on the podium to support them, but now in the essence of safety.
Shannon Miller, 9.937 for that first vault. Let's see whether she can get higher on the second flight. Still a bit low as she landed, but that's to be expected too. At her age, if she had tremendous arm strength as well, I wonder what she'd been doing.
Don't think this was quite as good as the first. I think a first score should stand.
For Yurchenko, the round off before hitting the board and the full twist as she comes off the top of the horse. No, you're absolutely right, Monica. 9.925 the second one, so she has to settle for a mere 9.937. Another great mark. What a competition she's having.
Mirela Pasca from Romania to the A-bars, and they really have to try and keep their cool. They can see the Americans psyched up on vault, cheering pretty loudly for each other.
The Ginga somersault. And there's the catch-up coming back over the high bar towards the bottom bar. Full twisting double back to finish. Mirela Pasca, her nerve holding.
Of course, Pasca, great bar worker, this girl. Won a silver medal in the World Cup in Brussels last year. Now on vault, the Americans continue their fight for silver. Kerry Strug.
Struggling a little to get round there. She's landed it, and look what Karolyi thinks of it. Go get him, he's saying. The Americans have just opened a little bit of a lead up over the Romanians.
And they are ecstatic. Just look at Karolyi saying one more to go there. Go get him. They've got one more to go. Kim Smejkal yet to vault for the Americans, and she is their best vaulter.
You've got to do it, Kim, they're all saying. And 9.925 for Kerry Strug. All eyes on the scoreboard, and the Americans are in second place at the moment.
And Milicevic to A-bars. Oh, nice combination. Beautiful work. We'll see it, I'll explain it when we get to slow-mo. Oh, God.
And a disaster for the Romanians at exactly the wrong moment. The Americans not cheering that, even though it's so close. It almost looked as if they were cheering the fall, but I can assure you it wasn't so. But there, Milisevic's nerve going, and that really, I think, must have put it into the hands of the Americans. If their best vaulter now holds up, Smejkal They're going to be taking the silver medal, and she looks as calm as can be about it all. She's already got 9.962 in the bag, and in fact I think that does it. So what can she produce on the second vault?
Well, that's the smartest vault to date. Shoulders up, straight legs, not a murmur on the landing. Not a murmur, and they are ecstatic.
Yep, they're celebrating the silver medal. They know they've already got it. Confirmation already, they've got the silver medal. And Bella Caroli, now you'd never think that he started life in Romania, totally and utterly committed to Uncle Sam. He has worked his Houston club, and the marks just come up. She scored the first 10. 10 to Kim's Mescal from the USA, just to celebrate the silver medal. And the whole arena going absolutely spare.
I think the first aid people must have gone near. I think that they thought that Bella Caroli might keel over.
Another look at this vault. The twist, and my goodness, she got the twist round so early. She was absolutely complete on the twist before she started to go into the dismount. It was a beautiful vault.
It was, and the great thing to see is that the girls are just as ecstatic. I mean, Caroli absolutely lives his sport. He's a real hard worker. Betty Aquino, when she went to his club, she said, I thought I was going to die on the first day's training.
Chance now, after all that excitement, to see Boginskia's floor exercise. The Soviets out there in front. They've already made sure of gold, even without Boginskia going up last. But let's see what she's added into her floor. Always a masterpiece.
This new music yet again.
It really is like a modern ballet, isn't it, Monica?
She is beautiful. But she really has had the mileage from the judges for her elegance.
Yes, the tumbles certainly aren't extraordinary by any way these days. Lands them superbly. She's got the difficulty in there. But they're all a little bit low. She just does, as you said, on the other pieces of apparatus, cover it so well, doesn't she?
She really does. It's wonderful, absolutely beautiful gymnastics. But in comparison to some of the other performers, she really doesn't deserve to get the marks she gets.
But the strength of the Soviet Union coming out yet again. Boginskia, the crowning glory. She almost looks like a sort of mother figure to some of the other youngsters around her now. And 9.962. That gives her the lead in the overall individual ranking so far. We'll take her through as the leader into the top 36 competition. And the bronze medalists, Romania, they'll be, I think, a little disappointed, but it's not really been an easy 2 years for them, training-wise or anything. Look at their faces. You'd think they were certainly without a medal. In many ways, I think the Romanians have done well to stick in there and take the bronze. They're well ahead of China still. The big 1, 2, 3 in women's team gymnastics: the Soviet Union, the United States, and Romania. Getting that vital 0.3 ahead on the final rotation. Remember, the USA and Romania absolutely level after 3 pieces of apparatus. China taking 4th, Bulgaria 5th, and that wonderful result, Australia there on the top 6 leaderboard, when they could hardly have expected to be in the top 10.
And I think that Yang Bo was definitely injured, and that perhaps cost the Chinese team a medal.
There's the top 12 placings. France getting into 11th, Canada 12th. They're the other qualifiers for the 1992 Olympics. The top 12 teams going through. And here are the individual results. Boginskaya out there at the top. Christina Bontas in 2nd place. Gutsu 3rd. Shannon Miller, the top American, 4th. Lysenko 5th and Anodi 6th. But look at the difference between those scores. That's great to see. We're going to have some individual competition. 0.4 between the lot of them, and you can make that up. And in fact, Kim Zmeskal also up there at 79 plus. Wonderful to see it all that tight at the top.
And brilliant to see in the top 5 places that there are 4 nations. It's not Soviet Union all the time. Americans doing particularly well, the Romanians featuring in the top 16, 17. China's Li getting in there well, still at 78.
Yes, the Sanders Yang Bo down there at 26. But it is wonderful that up at the top of the finishing order after the first set of marks through, to see it go Russia, Romania, Russia, United States, Russia, Hungary. The Hungarians, the Romanians, and the United States getting in there, pushing there, in with a chance of the medals. And they, remember, take half that score, that combined score that they have here. That's halved, so the gap becomes even closer. And here we have another chance to see that wonderful vault from Kim Zmeskal. The only 10 of the competition. There it is. Well, you couldn't fault the landing. The twist was absolutely complete. Sometimes we think people have been gifted 10s, but I know you believe that was one, Monica.
Oh, that was really worth every thousandth. I mean, the landing was great. She was still, she was upright and positive.
We'll take a break there. We'll be back with the medals in a moment. Welcome back. Well, just waiting now for the medal ceremonies to commence, and going back to that scoring, gymnastics, very complicated. The list of finishing you saw there will not be totally reflected in the top 36 because any one country can only put in 3 gymnasts. So the Soviet Union's
Ladies and gentlemen, we present
Tohuz Vitana, for example, and Galieva, who finished 8th and 9th, won't qualify for the top 36. But the really exciting thing is you take the top 7, and there is only 0.5 between them. Those marks are halved to carry through to the individual competition, so there'll only be 0.25 between Kim Zmeskal in 7th place and Svetlana Boginskaya at the top of the table. And .25, really you could make up very easily indeed, Monica.
Oh, yes, I think that this really is going to be the most exciting individual Women's World Championship that we've had in many, many years, because it could be Romania, the Soviet Union or America.
And back come the gymnasts. You'd certainly think that the Americans had won gold.
The International Gymnastics Federation and the local organizing committee of the 1991 World Gymnastics Championship. Les médailles sont remises au nom de la Fédération internationale de gymnastique et du comité d'organisation locale de ces 26e championnats.
And I really feel sorry for little Melissa Vichu. Blew her bar exercise and probably cost the Romanians the bronze medal, but she really can't blame herself.
Ladies and gentlemen, the award ceremony for women's team.
That probably dropped Romania to bronze medal position.
The gold medal will be presented by Bruno Grande, Vice President of the International Gymnastics Federation. La médaille d'or sera remise par Bruno Grande, vice-président de la Fédération internationale de gymnastique. Ladies and gentlemen, the gold medalist and the world champion for the women's team with a score of 396.055. Mesdames et messieurs, avec un total de 387.055, la médaille d'or des championnats du monde de gymnastique par équipe est remise à the Soviet Union, l'Union soviétique.
So the Soviet Union carrying on their great tradition of gold medals in the team event in the World Championships. But I wonder whether they'll be there next time. Everything changing so fast, and it was very interesting to hear Yuri Titov, the Russian president of the International Gymnastics Federation, saying how perestroika had affected gymnastics in Russia. He wasn't all that happy about it. He mentioned, for example, that they only had 300,000 beginners last year going into their gymnastics program, as against 700,000 on average per year for the last 10 years. Most countries would give anything to have 300,000 going into a gymnastics program, but that is what the Soviet supremacy has been based upon. An incredible depth of talent all over the country.
Well, perhaps the Yuri Titov and the Soviet gymnasts might appreciate what we've all felt like the rest of the world for the last few years. He can join us.
But a great triumph for them. Led by the reigning world champion, Svetlana Boginskaya. There she is on the extreme right, towering over the other gymnasts.
Chairman of the local organizing committee for the 26th World Gymnastics Championship. La médaille d'argent sera remise par M. Jack Barbrett, Chairman du comité d'organisation local de ces 26e championnats du monde de gymnastique. Ladies and gentlemen, the silver medalist women's team with a score of 394.116. Mesdames et messieurs, avec un total de 394.16, la médaille d'argent de ces championnats du monde de gymnastique par équipe est remise à the United States, les États-Unis.
Up go the cheers. And there's Mary Lou Retton, the queen of American gymnastics, there to cheer the team on. That's certainly their greatest success since hers in 1984.
And I bet there'll be a few wet eyes in the stadium tonight from the American mums and grandmas who've come along to see their children and grandchildren. Brilliant performance by the youngsters. And who knows what the individual apparatus events might bring. There's no way that the American crowd can destroy the resolve of the Soviets, but they certainly can give a lift to their own performers. And these girls are really on tremendous form.
The bronze medalist for the women's team with a score of 393.841. Mesdames et messieurs, avec un total de 393 points, 8 cadres, la médaille de bronze de ce championnat du monde de gymnastique par équipe femme est remise à Romania, la Roumanie.
The Romanians, second in the last World Championships, slipped to third.
I think that's very sad that they've had to lose a placing in world ranking, but I think what isn't sad is that after the revolution, the Romanian gymnasts seem much more relaxed. They all say that they were never forced to work hard under the last regime, but they certainly look a happier troop of girls than before.
Christina Bontash. And she's got a lot to look forward to this week. She's just 0.1 when the marks are halved, behind Svetlana Boginskaya in the individual rankings. So Romania could see gold yet. Always when the two team competitions decided, Monica, you really feel the championships are off and running and underway. The first couple of days a bit slow with the compulsory exercises. Very much a part of the championships, very necessary to prove the competence in those. But we've now seen the voluntary exercises for the first time and wonder now what they're going to add into them when we get to the apparatus finals.
Yes, I think that very much a warm-up.
Hugs and kisses all round, all the effort all year, worthwhile in the end.